A year and a half after El Faro sank in the Atlantic Ocean, all of the families affected by the doomed Jacksonville-based cargo ship now have some closure. The 3 final cases have settled lawsuits with tow services.
33 crew members, you'll remember, died that day in October of 2015. Channel 4's Scott Johnson joining us now from El Faro Memorial Park on Jacksonville's north side with the details. Scott?
Well, Joy, this is a big step forward for Tote Maritime as a business. 33 separate lawsuits they have finished with every member of the crew's family. Tote Maritime files this notice with the courts to show the company has finally settled the final 3 cases with crew members' families. A major step for the shipping company, putting El Faro's tragedy behind them legally. But that tragedy is still impacting the shipping industry.
It's always been about making sure that this don't happen again. So I'm sure, each family had to do what they had to do. We all have, everybody has different circumstances and things of that nature.
I talked to Rochelle Ham by phone. She's the widow of an El Faro crew member pushing the Ham Alert, an alert system that stops ships from sailing into the paths of storms or hurricanes. Ham tells me she just returned from meetings in Washington, D.C., where she discussed the alert with the National Transportation Safety Board.
I'm finding it, with me, I'm finding it more results when I just show up or when I make an appointment to go and see them, because I want people to see my pain. I want people to feel my pain, and you can't do that over the phone. You can't do that on the email or letters. So I'm finding myself just stepping out on faith.
I also spoke with maritime attorney Rod Sullivan. He says the settling of claims for these families is not only big for Tote, but the maritime industry, because Tote is part of a group of companies that combines resources for insurance claims.
Shipping companies don't have insurance. What they do is they combine together and self-insure each other. So Tote belongs to a club that has 8,000 different ships in it, and they're all sharing and paying these recoveries.
Sullivan adds there are a few cargo claims that Tote still has to fix in court, but they're not nearly as bad. The hard part is behind them, he says. We're live on the north side. Scott Johnson, Channel 4, the local station.
Scott, do we know anything about the monetary amounts of these settlements?
Well, Tote wouldn't release them, but we do know through court documents $500,000 apiece for families for pain and suffering, and then an extra undisclosed amount for lost wages. Joy?
All right, Scott Johnson reporting live. Scott, thank you. Well, a local poet who lost his friend in that tragedy created a tribute to the crew of El Faro. Take a listen.
I've not had friends that died like this. My heart has not been broke like this. They say that no one could survive. I watched my city pray for miracles that someone was alive. But as the Coast Guard searched the waters all the Coast Guard found. They say that judging from the hurricane that everyone had drowned. The news has faces I remember. They're posting faces I once knew.
You can see more of this moving video along with the online story of the final settlements, including a review of the ship's final hours. It's all in this story on the homepage of news4jax.com.